Do you ever feel, who am I to teach this? Or,
why would it pick me?
Or,
wait, are you sure you want to work with me?
Well, this is a very, very common thought that a lot of new entrepreneurs, a lot of coaches, old and new, have. And actually, in all fairness, we all have that because at every level, there's a different devil. What does that mean? That every time you are about to level up, take an uncomfortable action or something that is unknown, we have that little voice, that imposter syndrome voice.
Are you sure you can do that? Who are you?
Stay with me because in this video, I'm gonna break down what imposter syndrome is, how to find out if you have it, and how to overcome it for good so you can show up confidently for the people who need you. If you want to learn all the things about authentic marketing and about how to have the mindset of a successful coach, then subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you can be notified immediately when I drop a video. Hello, by the way, my name is Monica Valero, as you can see, and I am a business coach and clinical hypnotherapist. And I've been a coach for 5 years. And what I've noticed in my personal experience and also in my clients' experience is that every time we are leveling up, there's some type of imposter syndrome coming up. Every time we are going to become more visible, more out there, we are going to come up with that little voice. Who are you to say that? Who are you to teach that? Who are you to do that? That annoying voice. That's actually my imposter syndrome voice. But I'm going to share with you what truly imposter syndrome is and how to defeat it. When I started my coaching business, when I became a coach at first, I didn't have any certification. And that held me back a lot because I thought that everybody else knew more than me. Whether instead my experience and the things that I went through, I could hold space for others. I could start from where I was. And therefore you, if you're a new coach and you don't have any certification or you don't have enough experience, you can start with your own experience and where you're at. You don't need to be 10 steps ahead. You can just be 2 steps ahead of your ideal client and you can start with that. But let me share with you how to recognize if you have imposter syndrome. You know, imposter syndrome is like a feeling of being a fraud. That feeling of, oh my goodness, I gotta be careful because sooner or later they're gonna find out that I'm a fraud. Sooner or later they're gonna find out that I don't know enough. So that sense of not enoughness. And that comes from a gazillion of things. But let me share with you how you can start recognizing if you have that, especially if you're a coach or a healer in your business. By the way, once I worked on my imposter syndrome of that feeling of not enoughness, that's when I started attracting more clients and when I started attracting also more opportunities, speaking engagements, collaborations, etc. Because the truth is, you could have all the strategies in place to make your business super successful. But if you don't work on your mindset, which is even more than mindset, on your really on yourself from within, on your subconscious mind, and understanding why and where you have those thoughts, it's harder to build a successful and sustainable business. 1, because those strategies won't work, and 2, because you're not going to show up to take actions on those strategies. By the way, last night I was watching Halftime by Jennifer Lopez on Netflix, and she shared that even after her 40th movie that she played, she felt like she wasn't enough. She's a singer, she's a dancer, she's an actress, she had so many awards, but still, even at that level, people feel imposter syndrome. And you can find a lot of examples online of these successful people, even 8, 9, 10 figures entrepreneurs, they've had that in the past. Not just when they started out, but also when they achieved a lot of success. Because change is always scary. We are afraid of the unknown, so our mind is trying to protect us. But instead of feeding that voice,
who am I to teach that?
Ask yourself, who am I not to teach that? If not me, who? And that's what makes an entrepreneur, a coach, successful. Because of their resilience and because you're going to find ways to make it work no matter what. I want to make a distinction between imposter syndrome and the Dunning-Kruger effect. Imposter syndrome is when you feel like a fraud, you feel that sense of not enoughness, even though you know what you're talking about, but you feel that there's always somebody better than you. The Dunning-Kruger effect is when you think you know it all, that you are underprepared, and you think and show to other people that you know about that topic, that you know everything. And neither of them is healthy. But I truly believe that if you feel some kind of imposter syndrome, and if you're here, chances are that you do, like all of us, by the way, it's healthy because it keeps you humble, it helps you improve. So imposter syndrome is when you underestimate your abilities, and the Dunning-Kruger effect is when you overestimate your abilities. And if you're here, chances are that you are this person, that you are feeling or experiencing some kind of imposter syndrome. You might be experiencing some imposter syndrome if you feel some kind of resistance in showing up online. If you feel that you need more certifications and you feel that you're not ready yet, if you feel uncomfortable talking about your prices, there can be also a money mindset that has to be tackled, but it can also be tied to imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to charge this? I charge just a little because I'm not worthy of charging premium prices. Or you're self-sabotaging. Sometimes we recognize it, sometimes we don't. If you attract people who cannot afford you. If you feel like an identity crisis, especially if you are coming from another career, like I did, feeling that you're still green at it. Even if you are, but having always the looping thought, oh, I'm too green, I can't do this. So if you have that current thought, that could be imposter syndrome. Or maybe you do the work. You put yourself out there constantly, but you have a feeling that sooner or later they're gonna catch you. They're gonna find out that you're a fraud, that you're not legit. And then a new for me was nightmares. My subconscious mind got crazy. A few months ago, I actually up-leveled my business. I started having more clients and more money. Waking up in the middle of the night, thanking the universe that that was just a dream, but made me worry that I could not sustain the pace and the level of my business. And I think it lasts for 2 weeks, because then I worked on my imposter syndrome and I say, okay, Monica, you know what you're doing. You've been through it before. This is just another up level. And which one are you experiencing right now? Let me know in the comments, because chances are that I've experienced all of them, believe me, in all of the careers that I've been in. And therefore, I can help you navigate through that. And I know it's a very, scary thing and vulnerable thing to share, but just by sharing that, you're recognizing it and it becomes smaller. Just tell that voice to shut up and really acknowledge all of your accomplishments, big or small. If you start doing that, that little voice will not have power over you. And here, 3 ways that you can start getting rid of imposter syndrome right now. Journal. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling like an imposter? When did I feel like this in my life before? And then ask yourself, is it true? If you answer, well, because I don't know enough to teach this, great. So if you don't know enough, what else can you teach? And what else can you learn? And if you have something coming up, well, in the past, I feel like an imposter because X, Y, and Z, right? Okay, you felt that way, but were you an imposter? Was it true? Number 2, keep journaling, but ask yourself, is it true that I'm not qualified enough to help people with this, with the problem that you're solving as a coach? And if the answer is yes, well, then don't do that. Or is it just true that there are many people better than me, but other people who don't know what I know? And so that's okay that I'm teaching this because I am 2 steps ahead of my ideal client. The truth is that you don't need to know it all. You just need to know a little bit more, a few steps ahead of the people who need your services, who are looking for that solution. And if you're asking yourself that question, if you have that voice that doesn't make you feel enough, well, chances are that you're ready to teach others what you know, because it's based on your experience and you can always improve as you go. You're not teaching something that you don't know. You're true to yourself and you're honest with others. So therefore, you can start from where you are right now. Number 3, you're not gonna like this, but action brings clarity. I know it's easy to say, well, just do it. But really, the more you do it, the more confident you're going to become. and the less of an imposter you're gonna be, because you are saying, well, I've done this in the past. I know what I'm doing. I'm helping a lot of people and they're having the results. So the more results I can provide, I can help people with, the more testimonials I have, and the more I feel less of an imposter, the more I feel confident with what I have to offer. Then there's a next level, and you're gonna feel that way, but then you know how to quiet that little voice faster. You have been there so many times that it's just part of entrepreneurship, of being a successful coach. Was this helpful? Please let me know in the comments. And if you're still struggling with being visible to your ideal clients, whether it's a mindset internal block that you're experiencing, or a marketing strategy that you can't pinpoint what you need to do in order to move your business forward, I invite you to book a call with me and see if you're qualified to enroll in Profitable Purpose Academy. We can decide that together. I'm gonna put the link in the description, and I would love to support you with that and see the things that are keeping you stuck and helping you to become more visible to those who need you. Listen, I am not a fan of fake it until you make it. I never believed in that. But I'm a fan and a true believer of embody it while you're making it. So if you're teaching something that you know, that you've experienced, even if you are a little ahead of others, even if you didn't perfect that, that's totally fine. As long as you're honest, as long as you're teaching what you know, that's when imposter syndrome is going to disappear. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and share it with those who might need it. And remember to subscribe and the bell, of course. And if you want to become more confident on camera and on social media, check this video out where I share 10 ways on how you can do that. Ciao, ciao. I'll see you next time.